Okay, so a few days ago, I was going back to watch some old videos by Weaponized Nerdage. I just like to go back and just see these videos by YouTubers I really like. And even though some of them sometimes say stuff that pisses me off, yeah, I still like some of his commentary. And one video he did that I think that really gave me an idea was he was recommending a Punisher book, well, comic that I've actually read two of the volumes of. It was actually a three-volume thing, but I never got the third one because at the time I could never find it. I'm pretty sure by the time it came out, I gave up. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah, and I thought I would just do a video suggesting these two specifically because they are really good Punisher comics. These were actually the first two Punisher comics I ever read back in. I think it was either six. I want to say 15 or 16. No, it might have been 16 because I think it might have been after Trump won that election or before. It's harder. It was in the middle of summer. I got it using some iTunes birthday money because my birthday just happened and I bought it. And these two were really good. I actually had heard of it before through a comic story. He actually did a video on the full arc, but I never got the full thing. I just got the first two volumes. And those are Black and White and Border Crossing. And there's so much to like about this. It's written by Nathan Edmond, who I've actually seen a few other comics. I could swear at one point he did a Splinter Cell comic, or there was another one about a guy who wore a red piece of sheet as a mask over his face. I can't remember if he was involved with that one either. I forget the guy's name, but anyway, good writer. The writing in this comic was pretty good. Well, I say pretty good. Like, to me, to be pretty good, it just has to be readable or watchable. So your mileage probably vary, or your taste might differ with me on this. But yeah, the art was by Mitch Gerads, and it ran from 2014 to 2015. And there's a lot to like about this comic. One thing is, I always pictured the Punisher being this emotionless killing machine. If you broke the law, you were fucked, basically. But you actually get to see some actually pretty good sides to him in this comic. One of them is he's saved from being killed by a coyote, or the coyote. I think it was a coyote, and he adopts this one, keeps it as a pet. He names it Lou, short for lieutenant. And you see him interacting with people outside of his Punisher persona. You see sort of. Also, during this period, you also see the arc of a cop who eventually snaps and does something that causes her to lose her badge. And that's all I can really say about it. You see Frank going to somewhere south of the border, dealing with criminals who are doing ISIS-style crap. And one guy he interrogates inside of a boat in the water. The guy tries moving the gun away from his face. Frank blows his hand off, and he's like, "Where are the drugs going?" So yeah, you get to see some pretty good sides to Frank. And then after the guy tells him, he's like, "And I didn't come all this way not to throw you into the water." Like after the guy answers his question. So lesson there: regardless of what you say, Frank Castle will fuck you up or kill you. Actually, I can't remember if I gave a comment on the art. The art is good in this one, much like the writing. The art I can say more confidently because, well, I couldn't have done a better job if I tried. Then again, I'm not that good of an artist anyway, but. And another thing is, there's actually kind of this weird, I want to say reference to Chris Kyle. I think it's Chris Kyle. Yeah, it was Chris Kyle, the American Sniper movie that they based off his story. There is kind of a reference to the Punisher becoming a symbol in the military. What happens is, at one point, he actually finds these American soldiers who are being held captive. He helps them escape, and at one point, they cross paths with Crossbones. And Punisher basically makes them a deal. You let them go, I will go with you, no fight. And Crossbones is like, okay. I mean, there's other stuff that happens in between, but that's kind of like what happens. I don't want to give away too much. And there's some pretty good commentary on his state of mind as well. You also see, I think there's also some really good cameos from some people outside of the normal Punisher stories. I think one of them was Electro. I don't remember if that's his actual name. And Frank has to resort to using rubber bullets on him because normal bullets won't do anything. You see him using a minivan or a camper to get around. You see, there's also a cameo from Domino, who's probably the only one from the Marvel Universe at the time that I recognized because I knew of her through Deadpool. So there was also that. Domino's in it, Crossbones in it. I mean, not all in one volume. It's across the span of 3 volumes. Crossbones, Electro, Domino. There's also I could swear that the lady who used to work with the Punisher, his sort of sidekick. I think she also was involved in the 3rd volume, but I never read it, so I can't be sure. And the ending of this whole arc all around pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. Like, not with the Punisher, they didn't fuck him up. The annoying cop bitch who kind of snapped over the court, who's had a small arc within the story, she did something to piss me off. I'm not gonna say what. All I can say, animal cruelty is unacceptable. But anyway, it's a good comic. There's actually this one funny scene where he's been shot. He went to see a doctor in Mexico after he'd been shot by a small military group of special forces. He escaped, went to Mexico to get medical treatment. Then after the doctor fixed him up, he sold him out to, I think, a cartel or some people in Mexico or south of the border who you do not want to be captured by. And while he's being transported there, Frank regains consciousness. And the guy transporting him is some kind of deputy, I think. And he's singing along the way. And he's like, there's some things you really need drugs for. Well, he didn't exactly say that, but yeah, I basically interpreted that as like, I wish I was drugged right now. I really do. There was also a scene where he interrogated someone. He took out a car lighter and put it on the guy's face. Or his hand. It's hard to remember. Now, I know those things hurt like hell because when I was a kid, I actually jammed my finger in one. Those things hurt like a bitch. Like, I can still see the blackness of my fingerprint in my memory. Like, that was before I knew about fingerprints. Yeah, if you're a kid and you see this, do not do that. Trust me, it'll be the dumbest thing you'll ever do in your damn life. Also, if you're a kid and you're watching this, why are you watching this? You shouldn't be watching this. Get off here. Yeah. Anyway, that's the video. And, oh, there's one more thing. Normally we see Frank Castle without a mask. And this one, he actually wears a black mask with a skull on it. So he has that plus the skull on his vest. Pretty good combo. I like the choice of weapons he used. It was hard to say if it was a M4A1 or an HK whatever, like what he uses in the TV show in a flashback. But yeah, good assault rifles, good pistol choices. They show he's not a dummy in this one or in these 2 volumes. Like, it shows that he's very smart and capable. I forgot one more thing. There's also one more cameo in here I forgot to mention. Black Widow. This did not make me like Black Widow. It made me hate her guts. I will not lie. I mean, I hate the Avengers anyway, but this really did do them no favors in my eyes. It made them look even worse. But, yeah, that's the video. And that's basically me suggesting these 2 volumes. Again, Volume 1, Black and White, and Volume 2, Border Crossing. And I believe there's a 3rd volume, but I didn't write that one down. And if you can get your hands on, I would prefer you do it physical because I don't trust digital, but that's just me. But hey, if you like digital, go for it. It's a pretty good read. And it was like one of 2 comics I got while I was in Florida for that birthday. There was that and some Red Hood stuff. But anyway, that's the video. If I had to rate these 2 comics, 8 out of 10. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's also not bad. Like, it's good for me, and I think for some people it'll also be a good read. So yeah, give it a try. Anyway, have a nice day, and remember the game was rigged from the start.